Hi, my name is Barbara Saint Aime. I am the founder of Each Element. And a couple of days ago, I recorded our very first interview with our featured astrologer, Jessica DiRuzza, who has curated a beautiful selection of items for our care packages. But before we dive into that, I wanted to say a big thank you to you for your time and attention here, because it's not lost on me that there is a ton of content out there vying for your focus, and I'm deeply honored that you have chosen to be here. Now, public speaking is not my favorite thing, but if astrology has taught me anything, it's taught me the value of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and ultimately self-love. And that life is not without its challenges, and loving myself through those challenges is the privilege of a lifetime. Now let's celebrate astrology and the journey to self. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm so good. It's so good to be here with you. How are you doing?
I'm really good. I'm so grateful to you for being a part of this with me. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, here we are sharing this with the world.
It's been such an honor and a joy for me to get to collaborate with you and each element and just be a part of your vision and inspiration. It's just been a really fun time. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. I guess I should start by saying that I started each element really because I was really searching for a way to kind of share astrology with my Caribbean family who is not really into astrology and try to make it more a thing where like like you can really use it every day. It's a part of our lives. Once you see astrology, you can't unsee it. At least that's been the experience for me. That's really how I really wanted to start using each element as a way to kind of show people that it is definitely a tool that you can use every day. Uh,
Well, I feel like the field of astrology is grateful to you and people like you who take your creative vision and use your gifts and skills and then bring astrology into that. I think there are so many needed ways of giving voice and expression to astrology. And I think each element is a really beautiful expression of how to do that and connect with people in their everyday lives in a way that's meaningful and fun at the same time.
Thank you. Let's get started with what you did for us. You agreed to curate the items that went into each of our care packages. So we have the four elements: earth, air, fire, water. At first, I was like, yikes, I don't know that I want to be responsible for doing this every quarter. And then I was like, I should work with all the cool astrologers that I love that are on YouTube and every other platform that I'm on, and reaching out to you. You agreed to do it, and you did such a beautiful job.
You made it easy.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about, I guess, what that process was like for you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you have a Taurus moon and your moon Venus. So you're essentially like made to do each element. And what was really cool was you did all this incredible research and you presented me with all of these items and all these ideas for items that we could handpick to curate these four different elemental boxes. And the process was really enjoyable for me because I got to take my kind of archetypal or symbolic mind and imagination and look at these different items and say, wow, if we paired these five things together and we gave this to earth or we gave this to air, folks who that's their dominant element in their natal chart based on where the planets were when they were born, I think this could really speak to someone. I mean, all of the items are gorgeous and practical, but the fact that there is intentionality behind them, I think that was a really cool part of the experience for me. So it was fun handpicking each one, putting them together, and honestly telling a story that I hope when the person opens their box, they feel seen, they feel celebrated, but they also feel understood. Like, yes, you have a purpose that is seen in your astrology, and these items support you in your purpose. And, you know, you coming home to you and being your unique self.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely, I think the special component of this is you get to find out when you go to the website, you go in there, you put in your birth time, birth date, and location, all that, and then you'll discover what your dominant element is in your birth chart, which for me, learning that was just like a key component to growing and really expanding as a human. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
so grateful for the gift of astrology. I really, truly am. I found out I am water dominant. It made so much sense all my life. Like I've known I'm a Sagittarius. I've known this, but I didn't know that I had all this water energy. So I didn't always identify as a Sagittarius in the typical things that I was reading and seeing and hearing about Sagittarius. That's not to say that I'm not, that I don't see myself as a Sag, but definitely knowing that I have all this water is very helpful. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's another part of this that I think can benefit people.
Hmm. Well, I love going to your website and putting in the birth info. It was fun for me to do it, even as a professional astrologer, and to be told my dominant element and just like get this little snapshot and be like, oh, yeah, this is so cool. I mean, this is a huge part of why we get into astrology is to get to know ourselves better and getting a key component of knowing that you're water dominant. It helps you make sense of your life. And I don't know any human being who doesn't need support in making more sense of what the heck is going on here.
Yeah. I guess let's open some of the boxes. Let's get
Okay.
started.
Okay.
I have the earth and water box myself here. Uh,
Okay.
I'm gonna open the water box. It's like this for water. So right at the start, from like receiving your care package, I wanted you to feel very much in your element. So that's why we went with like different colorways for each element. So you get it, and you will also receive this empty blank card that hopefully you will fill in your own affirmation on here. And eventually you should have enough where you can have your own little deck of affirmations. So that's the intention behind that card. Tell us a little bit about what you picked for water. The first item I have here, I see this chocolate bar. This is the Carefree chocolate from the Functional Chocolate Company.
Yes. Can you read the part under it?
Yes, formulated to help you stabilize stress.
Yeah, so this is a really beautiful example of curating a box that understands that when you are dominant in water, this typically means that you carry certain qualities. Like you tend to be very sensitive, you tend to be more intuitive, but you also tend to absorb, like water does, the energy around you. So sometimes you can see this in people who are more empathetic or even empaths. And essentially, when we are sensitive to our environment and other people's emotions and what's going on in the collective around the world, we're more prone to carrying stress because it's in our nature to feel things deeply when we're water dominant. And so this chocolate is yummy and cool, but also like it is designed to help stabilize stress in someone's life. And I think that what water needs is help kind of remembering that like if you're feeling stressed out, it's might be because of the environment you've been in that day, and there's things you can do to like relieve yourself of some of that stress so you don't have to carry it around with you. So
Yeah.
that was part of the idea of choosing that.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely lately I have to say that I've been feeling more and more that yeah, I think the stress that I've been feeling a lot of times it's not necessarily my own, and it definitely does wear on me. It's been showing up in a lot of ways physically for me lately, so having something like this for sure is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, water is sensitive souls.
yeah.
Just know around it. Yeah. And it's your gift, but it's also a challenge.
Mhm. And then this is one of my favorite items.
Yeah.
This is the wireless USB lighter. It's a flameless lighter. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is what it looks like. I've been calling this the Ace of Wands. Hopefully. I love being able to just light a candle with just this. But yeah.
It's so cool. I love it. I love the technology on it. It's flameless, it's butane free. Like, how cool is that? And
Mhm.
there's something here about water that's, well, not fire, right? Like, it's literally a flameless magical wand that can, you know, light things, candles, burn things for you. And I just love that. I think it's so cool. Who doesn't want to carry that around with them?
Yeah, yeah. I've been using it a lot. On
Oh,
these awesome
ladies.
candles that I am obsessed with.
Yes, you are.
I don't know if you got a chance to light yours, but they have the most beautiful scent. These
Oh,
are 100% beeswax candles by Eliza Mazzella. She hand dips these herself in upstate New York.
hmm
It's a whole situation going on with the beehive. And
hmm
yeah, I just feel like she's doing something very special. So yeah, thank you for agreeing to have all these candles part of each box.
Yeah, I love the story behind them. I love the intentionality, the level of care that these candles have been crafted with are just incredible, and you can feel it when you hold them. And as we all know, we need bees right now more than ever.
Ah,
So, yes, I love me a good candle, and it's great for some nice mood lighting or to put next to that bath at night. But I love the story behind it, especially.
yeah, yeah, they're very important. I was reading the other day, I saw something that was like, if we don't have bees, which, it's very important right now that we save the bees, we might not have avocados. We might not
Yeah,
have a lot of different things actually that
a
I love.
lot of different fruits and vegetables. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. Being human won't be as fun without the bees. Let's just put it that way. All
yeah.
those nice meals you like to eat, yeah.
And then, oh yes, this very fancy um hair hero towel. Uh,
Yeah,
Very fancy towel.
yes. Who
Um,
doesn't want a
what?
fancy towel? Yeah. So the idea behind this is part of being water element is the need to be in the actual physical element of water. So people who are water dominant tend to naturally gravitate towards being in water or being in or near around a body of water. And we just do better that way. So whether that's being in the ocean or a river or a lake or in your bathtub, and I just love this product that like is so soothing and feels so good, to either put up your hair, to, take care of your skin and your face. And I just think it's so cool. Like I think anytime you spend a lot of time in water, you like need all of the accoutrements that go with making being in water more pleasurable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And taking care of my hair has become extremely important to me lately due to
Mhm.
the stress that we were just talking about. So
Ah,
very
I
cool.
see.
Fancy towel has been very helpful. And then last but not least, this
Yes.
mug.
Yeah. So I've been thinking lately about all different forms of liquid, and again, water being liquid. And I was thinking about like them as like elixirs, like in the morning when you sit down and you have that intentional cup of coffee to journal or your tea or whatever it is that you like to drink to like set the tone for the day. I think that waking up with some kind of morning ritual really helps set the tone for my day. And I always know that I get kind of obsessive over what the mug is that I'm using to sit down at the start of my day. And I just really loved this one and I love the imagery on it. But I just like thinking of that sense of like that component of water that relates to our imagination.
Mhm.
And for me, when I start the day imagining how I would like my day to go, it just helps my day so much more go in that energetic direction. And I feel like that's part of the gift of water is the ability to imagine and to visualize like how we want something to feel or what we want something to be like. And I always just love doing that with like a really good, like lately it's been lattes.
I have a few select items from the other care packages. We could go through for fire the oil and the trinket dish. So I have these items.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it's like when I think about the elements, I always think about two things. I think about, on the one hand, what does the element need to like support a channel of expression that's natural for it? But then at the same time, what does that element need to come back into balance? So with fire, when the tendency there is to become very passionate, very heated, and sometimes overheated. And so this oil is like, what do you need when you need to like have a soothing, calming down? Like we got to turn the heat down. We can't always be running at such a hot level. Like if we're getting frustrated or irritated or agitated, then the fire's out of balance. And when something's out of balance, we look to a remedy of like, how can we come back to equilibrium? So for me, this was an example of that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, this is a beautiful facial oil that I love the applicator. This is super cool. It comes with this applicator that's like built into the top and it just sorts it out.
Oh, that is so awesome. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of an Indian medicine and Ayurveda. Like if you have a lot of pitta, you have a lot of fire, you're fire dominant. And one thing that happens for pitta folks is they can like be more prone to acne, and they can be more prone to being broken out or getting blemishes because there's so much heat running through their body. And I just felt like this oil, like it was like, oh yeah, what is that thing that you need to help yourself cool down?
That makes sense. I see. Okay, and then we have this trinket dish. I love this trinket dish. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get
The image. There you go, you got it. I love that dish too. It's so fun.
yes. Getting to learn about like which fingers represent which sign. Very
Uh,
fun for me because fingers
yeah.
me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is like a nod to palmistry, palm reading, and though there's overlap with astrology, it is its own divinatory tool. But why I love the dish is because fire, out of all the elements, most relates to spirituality, to spirit, and things like esotericism, astrology, palm reading, tarot. These practices that essentially just bring us into deeper creative co-creation or connection with source or the divine or the universe, however you want to think of that. And I love this dish because it's just like such a cool daily visual reminder that more is going on here than meets the eye, and fire is part of what helps remind us of that. But it's so cute and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my vanity.
And then, oh, there's also a very cool love elixir infused, like dried fruit infused bottle. I'm gonna go grab it.
She's so Taurus moon. I love how you really get into like the physical sensual properties of all the things. It's really fun to see.
Okay. So,
There,
from this brand, Salute,
yeah.
they make these awesome botanical drink infusions, and I haven't used mine, but I am waiting on that moment where I can break this out.
I think I'm gonna do it next week for the holidays.
Ooh,
Hmm.
awesome glass bottle.
Super cute.
And this is their love elixir. What's the story behind picking this for fire?
Okay, so two things. One, fire is about passion, and passionate people tend to be lovers. I love love elixirs. I love love, always have, born this way. I have a lot of fire in my chart, and I just think anything that supports that, but in like a really awesome, cool potion way. So, spirits, this can be mixed with any kind of alcohol if you like to drink alcohol. Doesn't have to be, but it can be.
Yeah.
And the spirits, literally, spirit is fire. And it's part of why we drink, especially in a social setting, which is also part of fire. It's like us getting in our creative social engagements. And I just loved that you could like literally create a unique one of a kind cocktail and serve it to 10 people.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited about this one. I haven't decided what kind of liquor I'm going to use yet, but I do have some ideas. I have a nice rum, a Haitian rum here that I might
Oh,
put in there.
oh, I'm jelly now. Oh, geez.
We'll see.
That sounds nice. Sign me up for that.
And then we also, I think, yes, there's also the chocolate bar that's included in Fire. Also, they get a piece of chocolate from the Functional Chocolate Company, and theirs is all about the libido.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when we think of the libido, we can think of, yes, sex or romance, but libido is also your creative life force energy. It's the fire that you're born with that you use to have energy to create whatever it is that you're creating. And so I love anything that supports libido in life, whether it's for romance or a creative project. And I just love that these chocolates, their intention is for that to happen.
Super excited. Let's move on to the Earth box. Um, so in here, again with the affirmation card,
Mhm.
which is actually one of my favorite parts of this whole thing,
Mm.
just because affirmations have become super important to me, especially since learning astrology, I've become more aware that the way I speak to myself is extremely important. It's not that it wasn't important before, but it's like this extra layer of care now that I have for how I'm speaking to myself that wasn't quite at this point before astrology. So this component of things is like really important to me.
Oh, that's such a precious awakening that you've had around that.
Yeah. So with the Earth care package, we have this Sleep Comes Easy aromatherapy mineral bath.
Mhm. I love taking mineral baths. I have a clawfoot tub outside in my backyard. And yeah, super romance. And um, first of all, this comes from the earth, and the earth element is about the body. It's about your body. It's about the body of Gaia or the body of earth. And I think that sometimes as humans, we don't remember that we are truly the body of this earth, and the things that we need to sustain our well-being all come from the body of earth, including these minerals, but also beauty rest and needing that sleep is so essential to living a whole life. And I love anything that helps with that. And I used mine the other night at my tub. I kid you not. I fell asleep within like 15 minutes after I got out of the bath. Like I was like going to watch a show on Netflix and I was like this. Uh, I was passed out, didn't even get to it.
Love that. I also have used mine and I'm kind of obsessed. I'm like, I really like this. I need to do more. Really, really nice, relaxing scent. And then we have this very, very cool massage gun that I have not opened yet.
I'm obsessed with that. So to me, this is that component of, okay, who doesn't need a massage? And listen, I most of the time don't have time to go get a massage out of my schedule. Or sometimes like I don't, that's not something that I'm gonna choose to go do, but I still need to take care of my muscles. I still need to take care of my body. And so this is like something that's really cool. You can do to yourself, you can do to your partner, you can do to a friend. And it's like, I love it when I'm hanging out with someone and they're like, "Oh, this thing in my back." I'm like, "Ooh, hold on a second. Let's do that right now." Like it's a way to care for each other. I think it's so nice. So I love that thing.
Yeah. There were two options. I actually have this option of the spring and mulberry chocolate bar. This is their berry edition. It's all kinds of berries in there. Strawberries, blueberries. You, I think, got the bee pollen one.
Right. Yes. I think anybody who can get kind of obsessive with chocolate, like these are all just so fun. I think, specifically relating to the earth box, anything you can think of that comes from the garden is very earth. Think of Taurus and that tending to the garden, tending to the harvest. So berries, bee pollen, it's just all of those sensual delights of being human, which, a big part of it is the food that we eat and how we nurture and nourish ourselves through eating our food.
Absolutely. And I have a sugar habit that is,
Oh,
you know, lifelong thing that I'm like not able to kick. And I really appreciate that these are sweetened with dates and it's
ah,
a natural sweetener. Yeah, no sugar. Thank you.
I think that's a really good example of like you're gonna like sweets. It's common, like especially with Taurus moon, to like sweets. So instead of trying to be like, I'm not gonna do sugar, it's how can I do it in a way that's good for me? And that's an example of what I mean. But like, we don't want you to not be you. You're you. That's beautiful. So let's just do that in like the best way that we can.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Makes all the sense. And then we had these Danica Studios wooden spoon set.
Mhm.
Tell us about the intention with this.
Yeah, so I like just imagine like a really beautiful salad. Again, it could be like coming from the garden or coming from the farmer's market. And it's earth, it has a lot to do with like our physical nourishment, but it also has to do with things being beautiful. So when actually there's cool research that happened that says when our food is presented to us in a way that's beautiful, it actually tastes better and we enjoy it more. It's not just how it's cooked, it's how it gets visually presented to us. And I think this is a beautiful example of like when we just take that extra moment and say, oh, let's make it beautiful and serve it.
Mhm. Yeah,
How much nicer is that?
absolutely. And I want to say I completely agree with that. I feel like the aesthetics matter. It's my Taurus moon popping out, but yes, the aesthetics matter, I think for sure.
Yeah, we all need those tricks, right?
Oh, and the candles, of course. Everybody gets a set of these awesome candles. So yeah, that is the Earth box. This is the air box. I have this one.
Oh, I love the air box.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you
I have
used
to
all of
say, I have to say, I got pretty obsessed with it. I know that's kind of a word that's coming through, but there is something about getting these boxes and opening up. It feels like Christmas or it feels like some awesome holiday. I'm like, it's
Okay.
excited.
Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. Well, with the air box, I think I might have the stationary set. I just didn't want to open it.
Yeah,
But
I have a stationery set.
yeah, tell us about picking the stationary set that's in there.
Yeah, it's this exquisite butterfly stationery set. And the reason why I chose it was twofold. One was air is all about communication and it's about sharing our ideas. And in a world where mostly we're communicating through technology or social media or our phones, there's something that I treasure about writing handwritten notes. I do it anytime I want to give a genuine, heartfelt thank you to somebody or let someone know what I think about them.
Mhm.
And this set, because it's so beautiful and it comes with a gold pen, like it's so encouraging of taking that moment and actually like capturing your thought that you want to share with somebody in your life. I just know that I love receiving them. And, my best friend growing up taught me that taking the time to write somebody something really can mean so much to them. And then the deeper thing behind it is the butterfly effect. And I loved this, which was the reminder that no matter how small of an act of kindness, we have no idea how it could touch and ripple through someone's life and around the world. And I
Yeah.
really find that to be true. And so I just loved like the intentionality behind this stationery set.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I loved that this item is in the air care package just specifically because I recently found this note someone wrote to me years ago on a piece of stationery, and it was really encouraging, and I found it right at the right moment when I needed to hear something nice. And I feel like we need to bring back handwritten notes, and yeah, I loved it. So thank you for that. And then also in the air
Yeah.
package, we have this sweet streams.
Yeah, so I feel like super proud of this item because this is another really great example of so air loves information.
Yeah.
And air dominant people are constantly listening to podcasts, books on tape, music. Like they love that stimulation. And sometimes they can have a hard time turning their brains off. And what I want to say to them is it's not about turning your brains off, it's about finding a way to get the rest that you need. And this eye mask, it allows you to go to bed while wirelessly listening to whatever you listen to help you go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been using this one. I have to say,
Yeah,
this is a
love
constant I
it.
put on, and I put on meditations and I just sink right in. It's really nice.
Uh-huh. I know a lot of air people in my life, when they wake up in the middle of the night, they put their books on tape on or they put
Hmm.
on meditation and it helps them. And I'm like, that's a great some people be like, no, 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 don't listen to anything. No, some people it's like the thing, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that you love it.
Obsessed. No, this is one of my favorite items. Also available if you wanted to add it to a care package. If it's not in a specific, box, you can always add items to yours when ordering. For the air care package, you also have the travel set.
Oh yeah.
The three-piece pouches for travel are
Mhm.
also in the air care package. Why in the air care package?
Yeah. Yeah. So out of all of the elements, air most relates to travel. And people who are air dominant, they tend to not only travel a lot, but they seem to be on the go
Mm,
because they're all over the place. They need lots of movement in their life. It's what keeps them excited and stimulated. And so I love this travel pack because it's like, yeah, you're always on the go, whether you're out for a long day or going on a long weekend or wherever you're going. You have these really cute travel packs that you can put all of your stuff in that you need so, you can go live your adventuresome life and be out and about. I think air needs that. They need novelty, adventure, and being out in the world.
yeah, yeah, and it meets the TSA requirements. So
There you go.
that's, we also have the awesome face masks
hmm
there. There's the aqua hydrating set, and then there's a honey nourishing
I
set.
got the honey one. Okay.
So, why did you pick this for the air care?
Yeah, so this would be a really good example of the counterbalance that we need when we're dominant in something. And so air can get dried out. Like that's too much air. You get dry. And so you need moisture to kind of, right, get that back in you. And so I loved these masks because they're hydrating and they nourish the skin. And I just think that that's something that air needs is hydration.
Got it. Got it.
I'm just wondering, like, what is it about astrology that you love so much? I mean, I think that what you're doing is really cool. I think it's so fun to get these boxes and to have them be curated. What is it about astrology that has touched your life?
Initially, what got me into astrology is I had gone through a bit of a heartbreak, and I was like, ugh, not getting over it quick enough. I remember thinking, what's wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with me? I kept asking that question. And I was looking into typical Sag self-help, self-help, help me. And I just like found astrology on YouTube. It was on YouTube. Then I got some books, started reading a bunch of descriptions about my chart, and realized that, oh my God, I'm so much more than just this Sagittarius. And oh, this explains this. And at first, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm in this book. Like there was like this description of me in the book of like my nature as somebody with like a Taurus moon and this everything else. But then I remember thinking, no, I think this is just telling me that I'm not alone in my experience. And that was when I was like, no, I gotta devote my life to, I kind of want to devote my life to this. I want everyone to understand how connected we are and how, um, you
Mm.
know, not alone we are in our experiences. So yeah, I think that that's really what's kept me interested in astrology. I've taken classes. I'm still reading books and learning as much as I can, doing readings for everyone and anyone in my family, friends, you name it. Um, but yeah, it's truly a passion for me at this point.
I love seeing you come to life around it. It's really beautiful. And I think it's something that so many of us feel when we read about ourselves in a book.
Mhm.
Oh, wow, how is this possible? How could, you know, this much be known about me by someone who's never met me? Or if you get a reading, how incredible it is to be seen at that level and then just to feel into what that means about the universe that we live in and our connection to the cosmos. And that if we really sit with it, this is divinely orchestrated. It's not some random accident. It's deeply meaningful, and we're interconnected, not just to one another as human beings, but to the cosmos. And there's infinite ways that we can be with that. And I think each element is a really unique expression of how we get to both have self discovery, but then also have that connection to something larger than ourselves. And I think that that's what humans need. And I think that's what humanity needs right now is
Mm,
just remembering both who we are and that we come from somewhere so much bigger.
absolutely. If you could tell me or share a bit about your journey into astrology or with astrology, and what initially sparked your interest in
Well, this is gonna probably say a lot about me, but I discovered astrology when I was 20 at Burning Man in the Nevada desert. And I was at this 60,000 person event, and I had my chart read pretty early on at the festival. It was only like a 5-minute mini reading, and it changed the course of my entire life. In that moment, my experience was similar to yours. How does this person so accurately tell me about what's going on right now? And I then decided to stop everything I was doing in my life at that point and pursue astrology because I wanted to know how to do the thing that could do this. Very quickly thereafter, I became a professional astrologer and started giving astrology readings for a living. And I did that solidly for over a decade. But within that, I realized that I also really loved the therapeutic piece of it and the healing that could come with it in the counseling space. And that's when I became a psychotherapist. And so I have a private practice where I do individual and couples counseling. And I take everything I know about psychology and then I bring the astrology into that and fuse them together, synthesize them together. And the thing that I love the most is helping people connect with their authentic selves through astrology and therapy. And so I got into it and decided I wanted to be able to do the same thing for others that astrology had done for me. And the best way that I could do that was through counseling and
it.
teaching. I also teach people how to do what I do through my online school. So for me, it's really about a worldview,
Hmm.
and it's about living in a world where if astrology is real, then what does that say about us humans, what we're doing here on Earth, and our relationship to the cosmos?
Mm, yeah, astrology, it hits, it resonates, and I just want people to have the experience, the experience of seeing themselves on that level. It's extremely rare to come across any other study, any other, I don't know what the word is, but like anything else, there's nothing else that quite hits
Mm,
like astrology does. It's very, it's an experience, and it's truly meant to be felt. And I hope with each element, people can really feel that with their dominant element.
yeah, I think they will. I think you've created something very beautiful, and I'm honored to be a part of it with you.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been great. I know you just started classes. I don't know if it's too late for people to sign up or if people can still sign up, but please let us know where we can go.
Yeah, so you can go to my website, trustpsyche.com, and you'll see my online astrology school there. You can always sign up for classes and take them at your own pace and schedule. And then when they're offered live, like they are right now, you can come and join live in the classroom with my beloved community of students from all around the world. And you can also see there how to get an astrology reading or to do therapy that includes astrology if that calls to you. But yeah, you're always welcome to come say hi to me and come check out what I'm doing. I also have a podcast on there that I release monthly if you want to hear more.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining. You can go to thisiseachelement.com to find out your dominant element and subscribe to a care package. All right. Thank you so much, Jessica.
You're so welcome, Barbara. Thank you.